Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of season 2 of Made in Abyss. Yes, perfect. Today, I'm going to be reading the comment section, actually, because we did get one very helpful comment and another another comment.
We got a helpful one and another one.
Average Cat comments, Nanachi did a low IQ play. Rico really had to step up to be MVP here. I mean, I guess you could see it that way, for sure. Nanachi definitely gave in to the midi in a pot. Like, who would be able to resist the midi in a pot, right?
Pot midi.
I'm just thinking of drugs.
Kiwi out of context. I'm just thinking about drugs.
Anyways, ignoring that, Rustlin Honcharenko. Yes, I have fully pronounced your name. It is absolutely 100% correctly pronounced. As we know, Kaja's hollow form is a gas. So to move around and talk, he uses this doll-like body, which he has a few of them actually. There's even an artisan hollow that makes them. Fast body is quite energy consuming, so Riko paid with her hair to use it. All this info is from the manga volume extras.
Yeah,
Also,
I was gonna say, like, we knew, I saw this comment. We knew from when Kaja introduced himself that his body was fake and that it was made for him and that his body is, like, not physical, like his real self or whatever. It did not explain anything at all about Riku paying for him to be able to use this fast body.
Yeah.
Like, it might still explain that. I kind of hope it does, but like, yeah, that was not clear even a little bit in the anime.
Maybe it might like flash back to that scene again in the beginning part of this episode.
Yeah,
or something like
I
that.
hope it does kind of explain.
Because
but yeah.
I think it is a pretty hard assumption to make if you're an anime only. Because they didn't touch upon that at all. Also, yeah, neither Kaja nor Mugi is from the original group. They came later, so they never saw imprisoned Ueko before, which was why they were confused at seeing her. Also, in season 1, we see another example of Shiro Whistle's usage to bring out the true power of relics. Ozen blew it to open the curse-repelling box that revives things with side effects, the whole stillborn Rico backstory stuff, and meat zombies. Which I think I talked to Kiwi about this during a stream or something.
Yep.
Right, so we're all caught up on that. We completely forgot about this actually, because season 1 was a very long time ago for all of us.
I didn't forget about it. I remembered that about the whistle.
You remember the weirdest things, don't you, Survey?
I'm sorry. I remembered the meat zombies.
But alright, I mean, I'm glad somebody remembered
no,
I've
them.
also
remembered the
rewatched
meat
season 1 of Made in
zombies
Abyss
as
quite a
well.
few times. But
Well, that probably explains it.
I remember the.
I mean, that's some of the most intriguing
now.
parts of season 1 is Riko's whole backstory. It gets overshadowed by Bondred and Midi, but
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the part where I rewatch the most, just to see people cry. And then I cry, and then I regret everything.
as far as just like lore goes in season 1, like the whole artifact and Riko's backstory and all that is by far the most like interesting lore-wise.
You guys know what to do. Open up your own copy of the episode. See another title that's going to appear within Kiwi's hands at the end of my countdown, and let's get right into the anime. I'm going to start the episode
Hey.
in 3, 2, 1, play. The original group?
Yeah, honestly, we've seen less of them so far than I thought we would from the first episode.
Yeah.
That's a fun-looking creature. All three of them are
Touch search
interference
data.
units.
Yeah.
Well, that contradicts what we knew about interference units. There was supposed to be one per floor, wasn't there?
Yeah. I think that's what
Am I
they said.
misremembering that? Yeah. The one in the middle looks like the one that Fapta was riding on, kind of.
Even Waco's not sure if this is the Golden City from that line. Mm.
Is that a whistle?
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
Oh. Aw.
It's just there?
That's their white whistle that brought him down.
Yeah.
Oh, they sent it back up? The poor thing.
Did the people in there not survive, or they became hollows, or did they die? Oh yeah, well. Rest in peace to the people who actually got sent back up there. So yeah, this is an assumption that they're making.
Mm-hmm. Which is what I figured from the last episode. I'm stuck in a constant state of needing to sneeze, but cannot sneeze.
Guy with a cape over his head is super handsome.
I can hardly see him.
I can see from the side profile.
Okay.
TV doesn't need much.
No, but then she'll actually see him later and reject him.
Yeah.
I would never.
You do. You have done many
I have
times.
not. I have not.
Oh. My god, he's very intense.
Words of wisdom. They claim that hat as its shell.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, there's logic in that, but also it's possible that it can survive on things that you can't. So,
Yeah, there is that aspect. I mean, they probably evolved to survive down here, whereas we're not.
yeah. Yeah. This guy definitely kind of has some skeezy vibes. You can see how he ended up how he did.
Belov?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the kind of guy who would do anything to achieve his goals, I think.
Yeah, it is kind of that underhanded schemer kind of. Yeah.
I hope you're okay. Well, okay. Well, I guess we're just gonna test it.
They probably boiled it already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a big hollow? It's got the mouth like one.
It's kind of like a furry shark. He's sick. Oh.
And Idermi definitely came from a weird kind of fucked up society.
Oh.
Aww.
Wait a minute.
But I mean,
These
yeah,
definitely look like hollows. Just really big hollows.
yeah, they kind of do. I think like your Muse society is basically like, oh,
Aw.
what the fuck? No, no. Oh, I'm so sad.
He's just sitting there creeping on him.
His ugly nose is speaking stories.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, oh. What?
Ew.
Oh,
We did see a bug like that before that they mentioned. It was in Dawn of the Deep Soul, I think.
Oh.
Remember it opened in that field of grass, right?
Oh
With all those weird
yeah.
bugs.
Oh wait, and in the OP you see them in that field of grass too. The flowers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Ooh. It's like sprouting from their heads. Well, his head looks like he has a cool hat now.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, well,
Oof.
there's no choice.
Oh, that's what was
Hmm?
in what we assumed in top of the
Yeah.
funny little egg thing.
It's a thing. Oh, yeah, it's probably the thing that they're holding in the end of the OP, too.
Mm.
Hmm.
I assume they're just boiling it, not actually distilling the water.
Yeah.
I wonder if they distilled it, if that would remove it.
Hmm.
Oh, the handsome guy died.
Kiwi. Is this what they used to make the village?
I think so.
The cradle
Cradle
of
of
desire.
desire.
A wish granting egg.
It's a Dragon Ball. Oh, you're a Mui. Wait, is that why the children are like the human children are of high value in the village?
Maybe?
You're just drinking poison, but they have to drink it. Oh god.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Wano arc in One Piece. All their water supply is poison, but also you need water. Just turn back to normal, please.
The fear is much closer to the origin.
Mm.
What does that mean? Pilaf?
Oh.
Oh, yep.
Mhm.
So what we saw last episode was seeing it
It
inside
definitely
of her
was,
body.
yeah.
Yeah. They did mention her wish. Like last episode, some very fragile wish or something like that.
Mm.
Oh god.
Yeah, she's changing into.
Yeah. They also said that Waco was opposing the village, so I wonder
Mhm.
where that ties in.
Well, it's interesting because Fop is also not part of the village.
Yeah.
But
They're
Fop
both
is
separate from it, but it also seems that the village was probably created somehow from this wish, presumably. So, yeah. Oh, she wanted to have kids because she was abandoned by her previous village for being infertile.
Oh my god.
Oof. Hmm.
This is
I mean,
very
the
messed
village
up.
is potentially for children if they find a way to have them survive. I don't know. Oof.
What the fuck is this episode?
Oof. Oof.
What
Oof.
the fuck? Oh shit. We're all gonna die. The very thing that's poisoning you. What is he feeding her?
Don't know. I'm scared.
I'm very, very scared.
Curious babies.
Yeah, that's what my thought was too.
I didn't even want to say it.
It's her babies.
Please don't let it be.
Them.
Her babies turn them into holos.
my god, it is.
Oh, that is so messed up.
Oof. What a terrible place to be in for Wazakon, though, because he's sitting there watching everyone dying, and he's the leader and has to make a choice. But oof.
Oh, what? This is what I watch before I go to sleep? What is wrong with me? I shouldn't have made this decision.
The dice fucked you over on this one.
God. We should have ended with Overlord. We should have ended with a. I want to theorize, but I also don't. I don't even want to think about what happened this episode.
I feel like all the pieces are coming together. I just don't like it.
I don't want to come
like
to
it
any
either.
conclusion anymore. I just want to like hope to not suffer.
I just want it to like not be concluded at the same time as I want answers.
I should have pieced together that that would be her wish. That was very clear.
You even though it was clear, you wouldn't really think that a little child would actually.
but that was her trauma. That was the reason she was abandoned.
Trauma. It was the reason she was abandoned, but you really don't want to think that a little baby would want to be giving birth to children.
Yes,
I
understand
but that
what
was
you
her
were saying.
whole purpose. Yeah.
I know. It's just
the obvious conclusion, right? But it's the conclusion that you don't want to make.
Yeah. That's everything about this episode is like, this is the obvious conclusion, but I hate it. Thanks.
I hate it. Thanks. Yeah.
Fuck
It's
shit,
this
I'm
episode.
out.
I hate it. Thanks. I made it a piss. 10 out of 10 episode. I hated it. Oh,
There's still 5 episodes to go, man.
Okay, I think next episode we're definitely gonna get the birth of the village.
I think what we have left to see this episode before inevitably it's gonna end with them moving on to the next floor, right? But we have to see the birth of the village, kind of, and Fapata and Vaiko's connection to it. And then we have to see how Riko is going to save Midi and Nanachi before they can move on. Yeah. Potentially maybe help the village or just leave them all to, suffer and whatever nonsense they've made for themselves. I think Fapata might move on with them. Fapata knows Reg. We haven't had that interaction at all yet.
Because Reg is like the original resident of like the Golden City, which means maybe this is the Golden City, or maybe
I doubt
Fapata
it is.
Found Reg somewhere.
I think probably Fapata somehow found Reg, and that was kind of that clue into, oh hey, this isn't actually what we hoped it was.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. That's my guess on that. Is they've met 3 interference robots, which I didn't realize. I thought there was only 1 per floor, but that just might be me. But
that is an assumption that I made. So
so I don't know if they said that.
Explicitly said it. Yeah.
And this is something odd, and we're supposed to notice it as odd, or if they did not, and that was just a assumption I came to on my own. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they said there was like at least 1 per floor, and then we understood it as 1 per floor. Yeah.
I don't know. We can maybe check that later. I don't know. Or maybe someone in the comments can tell us.
Yes, please do tell us if we're incorrect on anything. Please let us know before we move on.
At some point in the flashback, I assume we have to see Reg or something akin to Reg. If it's not him specifically, I don't know.
I thought that Reg would come out like when they found a little animal that came out of the hat. I thought they found Reg. That's what I thought.
I thought they found a holo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was a holo that might be like, we might recognize him in the village or something.
Yeah, Ma pops out of the helmet.
Just his ass, though.
Yeah, ass first.
The Cradle of Desire, the team that went out to find food found it, and then they started turning into what I assume is like hollows.
There was like the stone. There was like the stone creature under the thing, and the water was basically being in that, I think. I think it's water
different.
and the stone floor.
Not
that are
what we were
affecting
referring
them.
to, but yes, the water was in this like dead, petrified kind of creature or whatever.
Yeah, it's not stone. It's like the layers of its dead body
Yeah.
just slowly decomposing on top of
Which
each
I don't
other.
know if you know anything about biology, but don't drink things from dead bodies. That's
I don't think
how you're gonna die very
you
easily.
really don't need to know
I
anything
think-
about biology. That's just a bad
I think
idea.
that's common sense. Yeah.
Things like to live dead bodies, microbes, bacteria. Like yeah.
It explains why they're having diarrhea and then, you know, small little worms in them. Oh, God. Oh, God. Why does the abyss exist? Just kill it with fire. God.
Yeah, they're like becoming like all tree-like, kinda.
I am Groot.
What I want to know is why Faputa and Irumyui look so alike.
Because they're the same person.
Yeah. Well, assuming that Irumyui becomes Fabata. I think it's pretty apparent, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, look, her ears and hand, she gains like another hand pair. If you go to like the
Like when we
Yeah.
saw her when she was like partially transforming, she's starting
Yeah,
to take
when
the
she was partially
silhouette
transforming,
of
it
yeah.
kind of looked like it.
Papata. When she's kind of hunched over and giving birth, not as much. So like,
Yeah.
like I don't know. Maybe she's not Papata. Maybe she gives birth to Papata.
Oh, God.
That could be.
I don't even want to look at it again.
A possible.
It's possible that she gave birth to Fabata because we saw in Vueko's flashback, we saw an image of like Fabata like emerging out of something. So either like Irumyui goes into like some cocoon state and then emerges as Fabata, or she finally like has a child. Wait. The dream of Irumyui that Vueko was talking about, a fragile dream or something along those lines. Is it because we know that her desire is to have children? Maybe Fabata is, her child.
they're calling
be.
they call Faputa the princess.
And if she's the princess, then maybe the one who gives birth to the village is Irumyui, who's, you know, the queen.
Yeah, and
Well, the
she's
question would
basically
be-
the whole thing of the desire.
something-
That's what I'm assuming.
Something has to change for like Irumyui, because currently, as she is now, is neither going to create the village or either become
so
Fapata or give birth to Fapata.
okay,
So
Yeah.
something has to
okay.
kind of intervene here
For
to
me-
alter.
For me, I understand why like this whole thing of the desire village would be kind of like a thing that becomes a thing. Because imagine you give birth to a child, the child dies the next day, and then someone comes and takes the dead baby from you and turns it into soup and feeds it to the villagers. Would you not curse the person that does that to you? Do you understand what I
No,
mean?
but there's the part,
Kinda.
right, where Vueko, we know that Vueko was opposed to the creation of the village, and that Bilaf
I think
and
the
Wazuken
village is a
was
side
for the
effect of
village.
whatever happens here.
Okay,
Mhm.
let me explain myself a little better. I know that will probably be correct, but for me in my mind, right? It's kind of like this whole thing where Irumyui, she basically, when she gives birth to her babies, she's basically kind of like giving part of herself away. That's her wish, to have a baby, but she doesn't have anyone to procreate with, so she procreates with herself. And so people are eating her, right? They're eating her. They're basically becoming part of her desire, her wish, part of herself.
Not really how pregnancy works, even in.
But her
I mean-
pregnancy doesn't make any sense in itself.
Actually, there is asexual reproduction. It's basically creating a clone of yourself in asexual reproduction,
Yeah.
which is clearly not what's happening here. So it could be that it's simply like it's not unfertilized because they are alive and die. We do see them alive and then die.
But they don't have a way to survive, is the
So
thing.
there's some sort of like not magical intervention, but abyssal intervention, I guess, if you will, with the
Yeah.
artifact in her. I see what you're saying with like her cursing the residents for eating her
I'm
children. Like that logic makes sense, but from what we've seen, the village is some interaction of hollows that were somehow created, and then also we've seen at least two. We've seen two residents of the original party as hollows, with Bailiff and Wazukyun.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
It's just those two that we've seen.
I get that. It's just that for me, it kind of makes sense that they start to turn into
No,
hollows.
I know.
by the
I
desire.
understand that. But I guess my counterpoint to you is currently we see all these individuals living together peaceably, and the party members seem to be like the higher in this society, which if it was formed from her like being like fuck you, you know, that doesn't really add up. But like if you remove her from the situation and let them do their own thing, maybe, I don't know.
At the start, Weiko was also a part of it, but then she decided to back out because she didn't like how it was going, right? That's why I'm assuming.
We don't know.
Kiwi.
We don't know what they disagreed on.
The thing is that if Imuri cursed everybody, then why was Weiko the one that was punished, right? And everybody else was prospering.
I used the word curse. I used the word curse in a wrong way.
No, right? No, you used it correctly. It's that's where the logic doesn't quite add up. I think you're partially on the right track. I think not all the way though.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is just us making shit up at this point. We don't know what's happening.
You could be completely right, Cutie.
I'm just assuming that the whole village gets punished for taking something from someone else, which is her children, right? And that's why they get turned into holos, right?
No.
That's what I'm assuming. I am just assuming it. It doesn't have to be.
I'm gonna have to.
That's what I'm taking.
Agree to disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, let's agree to disagree. I'll be incorrect anyways. It's just that I wanted to try.
Yeah.
Because the way that Vueko was saying it, it was that it was a conscious decision by Bilov and Wazukyan to
seemed
create
voluntary.
This village.
But like
Vueko
the village creation seemed voluntary,
and
and they seem to have chosen the forms that they took.
Yes.
Like even if like not like this is how I want to be, but I want to give in to my desire, I guess, more so.
So in that aspect, does it have anything to do with Irumyui? We're not quite sure.
Well, we know this cradle of desire is connected because if they didn't mention it, they mentioned something with Fakuta. I can't remember. But in some way, I think it is connected to the village.
Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't show it last episode if it wasn't going to be an important plot point. It's obviously still inside. I think maybe Irumyui, or if Irumyui becomes Faputa. We don't know if Faputa is Irumyui's child.
Yeah. Maybe honestly, at the point, I think it's 50-50 for me. I could see it going either way. And if it is that Faputa is Irumyui's child, then the question is, where is Irumyui and what happened to her?
It's strange though. Like, is Wazukan like an actual prophet? Is this thing real, or is he just like, you know?
What did they refer to them in the village? It was like, was it the 3 sages or 3?
3 sages, yeah.
Wasn't he just put out as a prophet because he became obsessed with the idea of turning Irumyui into connecting Irumyui with the Desire Stone?
No, he was a prophet before this.
And he was the one that made that decision. That was on Vueko. The only direct decision we've seen him make that was like his decision was the food that he fed her, which has never explicitly been stated, but assumedly is.
I'm pretty obviously. Pretty obviously.
The face of a divinely possessed prophet.
I think this is the first time we've heard him referred to like that. He might have been called a prophet before, I can't remember, but divinely possessed is a new adjective for sure.
I don't know, my head hurts. There's too many things to think about.
Irumyui recognizes the language that was all the way down here.
Yeah.
Does that mean that her people come from the Abyss?
I mean, we saw Holo holding
or the language in the Abyss somehow is derived from her people. Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah.
It's a directional thing, one way or the other, I don't know.
Irumyui has the same skin color as Reg. Does that mean that they used to be like original residents of the Golden City? I mean,
I thought Reg's skin is a little darker. I could be wrong.
I don't know if like the exact shade is important, but I'm just speculating because she knows language in the Abyss.
When Reg was, I'm trying to remember now, in Dawn of the Deep Soul, when Reg kind of snapped and was going all like psycho, art style changed, fighting Bonsford.
Yeah.
Did he speak in that?
The only thing I remember is him just screaming a lot.
That's what I can't remember.
Well, if that's a detail that you remember, please leave it in a comment below.
I wish my memory was better. Gosh darn it, Zero. Why can't I remember anything?
The thing is, right? In most shows, you watch, you know what is important and what isn't, because there's going to be like, you know, the lay time and like the filler. And then, oh yeah, now we're getting back to the main story, right? But with Made in Abyss, things that are mentioned in passing can be very, very important.
Well, that's what I love
Every
about
little
Made in Abyss
detail.
is its storytelling is very atypical. It has kind
Yeah.
of a similar, like the actual format of how it's progressing, I guess, is fairly standard. But the
Mhm.
actual like story and the pieces involved are so unique that it is
Yeah.
hard to like predict in that aspect of it.
It certainly has a very unique presentation that
Mhm.
makes Made in Abyss just a unique experience.
Oh yeah.
And one that some people might find a bit hard to get into, especially with the
I mean,
stuff
just
that
the
it
topic
presents.
and the material in it, yeah, makes it.
Yeah.
Like I've always said that there's anime that I adore, but I cannot recommend to everyone.
Made in Abyss is
Yeah.
100% one of them.
Made in Abyss falls
Made in
into that
Abyss is
category.
100% one of them. Mm.
Oh man.
Would I consider it one of my favorite anime of all time? Yes. Can I recommend it to anyone? No. No,
I
not
feel
at
the
all.
same way about Monogatari. But at least
And Penguin Drum.
Monogatari and Penguin Drum too, yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna try my best to leave everything that I remember from this episode in notes and just completely forget about it.
We're gonna come back next week and Zero's gonna go, well, what happened last week? Because it is gone from my memory completely. And then you'll get this experience of reliving it all over again.
Oh,
Yeah, who
shit.
gave birth last episode will be the question of the next episode.
No.
Anyways, guys, if you made it to this part of the video, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, maybe subscribe. But until next week, later, dudes.
Bye bye.
Bye.